Today we will talk about types of soil. We have three types of soil: sand soil, silt soil, and clay. Sand, silt, clay. So we have sand soil, silt soil, and clay soil. As we see here, sand soil have large particles, and silt soil have medium particles, and clay soil have small particles. So from this drawing we can see that we have three types of soil: sand, which have large particles, silt, which have medium particles, and clay soil, which have small particles. At first we will make a comparison between sand soil, silt soil, and clay soil. At first, sand soil structure consists of sand particles only. So, sand soil consists of sand particles. After that, we have silt soil. Silt soil consists of silt, clay, and more humus. And we know that humus affect the fertility of the soil. So, by the way, we know that silt soil is highly fertile because it have more humus. After that, we have clay soil, which consists of clay and silt. So, the components again: sand soil consists of sand particles, silt consists of silt, clay, and more humus. Clay consists of clay and silt. The color of each soil, we know that sand soil, its color is yellow. So, sand, yellow. Sand soil, yellow. Silt, gray. Clay, black. So, sand, yellow. Silt, gray. And clay, black. The size of particles, as we see here, that sand soil have large particles, silt have medium particles, and clay have small particles. After that, look here at the particles of sand soil. As we see that between the particles, large spaces at sand soil, medium spaces at silt soil, and very, very small spaces that we can't see between clay soil. So again, we can't see any space in clay, but in silt it's medium, and in sand it's large particles and large spaces between them. So we will talk about aeration. Aeration means the ability of the air to go through the soil. At first, aeration of sand soil. As we see, it have large spaces, so air can come through them. So aeration here is good. After that, if you look to silt soil aeration is medium because it has medium spaces. But in clay soil, aeration is poorly aeration. Why? Because no spaces between them. Now we will talk about compactness of sand soil. As we see that the particles of the soil in sand soil far from each other. The particles far from each other. So the compactness here weakly compactness. But in silt soil, medium, and in clay soil, we can see that the particles attach each other. So in clay soil, compactness is highly compacted. So the compactness in sand soil weak, silt medium, and clay high. After that, we will talk about drainage of water. Drainage of water means the ability of water to come through the particles and walk between them. So, as we see in sand soil. Because of the large spaces, water can come through. So drainage of water for sand soil is fast, but in silt soil medium, and clay soil slow because it has no spaces to the water to come through. After that, we will talk about holding of water. As we see here, if we imagine that these particles is something like sponge. How? Sponge has the ability to absorb water. So, if we imagine that sand soil is a sponge, can this sponge absorb water like clay sponge? Of course not. So, sand soil, if we talk about holding of water, it's less here. And silt soil medium and clay soil more. After that, we will talk about fertility. In sand soil, it rarely inhumes, so it's less fertile. But silt soil highly fertile because it have more humus. But clay soil here fertile. It's okay. Now we will talk about the plants that we can grow in each soil. At first, in sand soil, we can grow potato, sweet potato, peanut, and cactus. Potato, sweet potato, peanuts, and cactus. But in silt soil, we can grow strawberry, lemon, orange, and fruits. In clay soil, we can grow cotton, wheat, sugarcane, rice, and many vegetables. Give reason, clay soil